Hi everybody, Matt back with you. Today, doing a little walk up Colden Clough, which is a lovely woodland valley just outside of Hebden Bridge. A little bit like we did with the previous video on Jumble Hole Clough. We have a look at a couple of old mill sites that are here. There's not much left to see there, and because it's such a gorgeous day and we're next to a river, that's where we're going to end up. But let's see what we can find. So our journey starts here in a spot that's called Dill Scout Wood, which is just before we reach Colden Clough. Interesting name, and apparently has a bit of a history. Dill is actually a different version on the word Del, and Del apparently means devil. And the reason for that is that somewhere in these woods there's supposed to be a giant rock face that resembles the devil looking across to, I think, Hebden Stall. I've never seen it. I've never seen any photos of it, so not convinced it exists. Probably just folklore. Good to find it though, wouldn't it? But yeah, it's so hot today. Water is imminent, definitely. Okay, so we're almost at the site of our first two mills come together. They're called Lower and Upper Lum Mills. Now the mills themselves are long gone, but they looked like this. So if you make out slap big in the middle, there's one mill, and then a bit further up there's two, and you can probably see the chimneys. The mills are long gone, unfortunately. Despite the size of them, it would have been good to see them. I think they've been gone since the 1920s. But believe it or not, the chimneys are still here. Okay, so just through the trees here, you can probably make out the chimney of Lower Lum Mill. And you can see how it would have sat and used the water running through Colden Clough. As we leave Lower Lum Mill behind us, you just follow the river, and eventually we reach the chimney of Upper Lum Mill. I've no idea quite why the chimneys remain. They've stood 100 years more than the mills themselves. So we can't get any nearer to it today because once again the nettles. You can't even see the top of it, but you can hopefully just about make out it does go way beyond the trees there. Okay, so there is one bit of the mill left here at Upper Lum Mill that we can look at, and it's this just here. It does look like we're into a fairly huge tunnel, but actually doesn't go back very far. It's not quite impressive though. So in a minute we're going to head up a path there, which takes us to one more ruin that we can find on our walk. Most of the way we're going to be following the likes of this very beautiful river. So the last mill in this particular area is this one. This is called Bob Mill, who I'm sure presented a quiz show in the 80s. Obviously it's fairly overgrown anyway, and the time of the year means not much of it is uncovered. So this is Bob Mill as it stood probably a good 100 years ago. You can see there's not much of it left of it there anyway. Yeah, eventually I think it's just fallen down over time, probably into the river just here. So all along here, come across these little waterfalls and pools. This one's particularly nice. So I think we might need to get in it. Okay, it is quite cold. I do like the sunlight on the water. Alright, I'm cheating a bit here so it can get to the waterfall. There we go. I've left Tom at the other side. It's better. So with Bob Mill down on the left of us, we've headed further up Colden Clough, nearing the top. We're certainly on the track to Colden now. This is a little quarry that you come to at the top. You see that hole there? Sadly, from on the video it looks a bit like a nice cave. I think it's like a bit like a borehole where they've drilled out, and that's the shape it's ended up as. I could of course be completely wrong, so if I am, do feel free to correct me. It's only a guess, but that's where they've bored into the rock. Anyway, let's press on. Oh, that would have been good if I'd been filming, you twat. Oh, it's not well. Oh, bugger. No, it's not well at all. It won't move. It won't go on, off or anything. We're following the river still. We're nearly at the top of where, as far as we're going to come today. Of course, we just see Tom in the distance there. We're going to finish at Jumble Hole Bridge, which is a very old bridge, which you'll see in a moment. So this looks like a fairly rickety old bridge, and you'd be right. I believe it was actually damaged in the last lot of really bad flooding we had, so I think it's been repaired. There we go. Okay, so the little pool that I wanted to show you at the top of Colden Clough was crawling with kids today, as expected on such a glorious day, so I can't quite finish off with that. Instead, I'm in this little quarry as we head back down into Hebden. So those are just a few of the lost mills of Colden Clough. There are a few more things to look at as you get beyond. You reach things like Jack Bridge, but that's for another day. Keep enjoying the weather, guys, and we'll see you probably near a pool very soon. Take care.